Are we live? Good evening.
We are live.
Good
Hello,
evening,
everybody.
everyone. I'm happy you asked Joseph that question because when you read it off on the last live we had, which 2 nights ago,
Mhm.
I was like, did he say what I think he said? I had something else in my head, and this happens a lot, especially when there's two of us. But his ex-wife was Carolyn, and his name is Joseph, right?
Yes,
So
that's
he's in the
right.
right place. Mr. Rogers, you are in the right place. You have found us.
We
That's
are
just
found.
that's how I felt when I stayed on Anastasia Island. I felt that John and Carolyn were the two to go to. And it was a good start. It was a really, really beautiful way to see how Florida was. I mean, we had been here to Kissimmee. That was like 10 days. We rented a house or something. In fact, that's when Al died.
Your
The one I
friend?
showed, yeah,
Hmm.
my vet friend. We literally were on our way to Florida. We were driving because even back then I hated flying in 2013. And I had to stop at his funeral, the wake. We stopped at the wake. I saw his daughter. His daughter wrote, and it almost made me cry. She had lost her mother just this year. So it was difficult for her because Al died like 2013, right?
It's really hard.
And she had said, I didn't know like she only knew her father a third of her life. It made me think, I'm like, I knew him more than that. I really did. Because she was actually a bartender. And that's how I realized at one point that they were related, but he wouldn't drink with her like that. So he came to see me. And he was also an artist, and I've known him since I was literally 9 years old. I ran away when I was 9. I was such a bitch. My parents should have smacked me over the head. I think they just waited up for me and didn't say anything when I came in and went home. They didn't ask me questions. I don't remember the whole thing, but Al, he waited down the block, made sure I made that right into my parents' home. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Didn't it?
Life is. Well, you had something you wanted to talk about too. I wanted to bring up. I didn't mean to. Well, I love Al. I had to bring him up. I had to, and I always promised to draw him a flower, and I never did. To draw him that rose. That's why, and that's
Oh,
on.
that rose is nice.
Ah, well, he used to. I have his artwork. I don't know if his daughter knows. I have all his artwork. I didn't. I don't know if it's all of it, but I never saw him do that back in the day. It was later on. He would sit outside and draw with colored pencils on these they're kind of construction paper, like, and really pretty, always red, white, and blue, always rainbows. He took that, oh, he did it for when Sandy, and it was really pretty, like artwork. And so I kind of mimicked it with the colored pencil, but mine was on a coaster. That's a bar. I have a sleeve left of coasters from the bar. You throw out a bar and put up the beer on, right? So I would rip off the top layer and then paint it, which is what I did, and use the pencil on top of it. But and the VA closest to us took and framed one of the nurses framed 3 or 4 of his not paintings, they're pencil, colored pencil, but they're framed and they're up there in the VA. And I have a picture of that too. We had a lot. I don't know. I don't know. But that's where my love of vets come from. You got more. Okay. You tell us what you were gonna say because I know you had something to talk about, and I'm like gonna choke up here.
It's just because we always come in here and it's all what we do, what you and me do. About I just thought it was kind of cool that I'm doing it now, but about the conspiracies and all. I just I didn't used to believe in them when I was driving a truck. There was a guy. I used to meet up with him in Chicago, well, not Chicago, but in Illinois, south of Chicago. And he'd always try to show me all the information he had, and he had the videos where they had the bombs that were blowing up as the buildings were falling down. He
9/11,
had
yeah.
all the information in it that you guys showed me. Should have listened to him then, but I told him, no, 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 the government would never do that to you guys.
That's what
Sure
my
as shit
husband
they
would say.
would.
Yeah,
Sure as shit they would.
you learn
Carolyn,
as you
what
go,
is
don't you?
you got a kiss on your cheek? Got
Oh,
something red on cheek. Look at that. You got a kissy kiss.
it's not a kiss, it's actually a flower.
A flower.
It is. It's
You
probably
got a
coming on.
flower. Flower.
I don't know why I
You
do
got a
these
rose.
things. I don't know why I do these things. All right, how do we start this? This is gonna be weird. Do we have anybody yet? It's really late, so and I
I
didn't
know. There's
share.
you didn't
I
share.
did
I
tell
did.
Dana because Dana does know a bit, probably a bit more than I do even about this topic.
Yeah, there's about four. There's at least four. Yeah. There's a few of us. L. Johnson says, "Well, damn, looks I'm like I missed most of the live." No, you didn't. We just started.
We just
You
started,
got
Lori.
it.
That's
Yeah,
Lori.
Lori. Oh, hi, Lori.
It's L Johnson, that's Lori,
Yeah,
yeah.
hi, Lori. No, we just
I don't
started.
know how I remember things like that. I really try to.
Mhm.
When somebody tells like Fed Up Patriot, that's a very cool name. But of course, and I didn't mean to assume, but I might have even asked. I usually do ask, but I remember her telling me it's a female. I'm like, good for you. I like that name, just it's not just like but then I like Pretty Patriot too. She comes in. She's cool. And she is pretty, so whatever.
I like everybody.
I'm
I'm
gonna
just weird.
relax now, guys. Sit back. I don't want to look all
S-
professional. You know,
Sit back and relax.
when I painted for years, we never sit. We never sit. Oil paint, you don't sit and paint. You have to stand. And I have this incredible need the last years of my life to sit after all that standing and then bartending, right? So that's why I'm like, let me get comfortable. I don't want to get varicose veins at 50 years old. Okay.
I like to get up and move.
Hi, Lori.
I'm going stir crazy right now, sitting down so much and relaxing. God, crazy.
Well, you've been off your leg for quite a while.
Yeah, no,
For
I'm
those of
going
you that
nuts.
don't know, Joe had a little slip at work, making his already bad ligament worse. So
Now it's repaired.
he's been repaired, surgery, and watch, Joe, with your luck, next year the med beds will come out. Now the med beds
I
are a
know,
different
right?
story.
What
What
a
we're gonna
bummer
go
there.
on with, what is that?
The bummer there.
I know it's with your luck, it probably will happen that way.
I know.
People are going through different things. I mean, they just are.
I know.
It's not coincidental. It's not. I can't admit there's so much cancer out there. That, and I don't even
Well,
mean that's like, of
they had
course,
to
one
have
of the
given
worst
that
of it.
to us.
Well,
They-
there was a potion. This is alchemy, okay?
Mhm.
Whatever Trump put out, let me tell you, it was safe, safe, safe. I don't care if it was warp speed. It was warp speed, people, because it was a fucking placebo. Think about it. Think about it. All right, because he wasn't listening to no generals, but he knew what the fuck was happening way before. And we're gonna kind of somewhat prove it a little bit tonight, I think, at least. Because people have different speculations. How is it possible that this earth that people are so mean, so evil, and so vile that we have what's
Yeah.
going on with ICE, with the immigration, with these libtards. It doesn't make sense how we're so split, or does it? Maybe there's an actual physical reason.
I don't know, man, but because of that, I've always, at my business when I'm at work, I always tell everybody when they're leaving to always be good because there's so much evil and wrongdoing. I always tell everybody that be good. I don't know. I know I'm weird,
The
but
awakening start. I know people are having trouble with this, but there is something going on.
yeah.
There's something massive going on. And it's not just a humanity movement. There is something beyond our understanding
Hmm.
that's happening. There are few ways to help yourself move on. I have decided to do it all as best I can, and for some reason it's proving to be okay. Um, Others are still suffering, going through the middle stages. Like, did you read the chat right now? You got to read what Lori just wrote. This is there, no coincidences, Lori. And tell your husband I hope Godspeed he gets better soon.
Oh, I'm
Read it
sorry
out
about
loud.
that.
Read it out loud, my love.
My husband is in the same boat. He slipped at work, ton of ligaments, no work for 12 weeks. Wow. I tore
No
four ligaments.
coincidences.
I tore four, three on the side and the main one on the inside. And so he had to go in there. So there was some other problems from the military that I had. So I had to fix that too
I,
while he was going to be in there. That's what it was all about. But I had to have the surgery done on the ligaments because they hurt. God, did they hurt? Oh my God. That was the
main
worst pain
concern.
ever for me.
Well,
And I
her
had a knee
husband's off for
problem.
12 weeks already.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insanity. But this is
I'm off 6 weeks
and
and I'm freaking out.
you just proved my point, Lori. It was the same exact thing that happened to Joe.
Yeah.
Joseph Rogers that watches us. His ex-wife is Carolyn. It was a devastatingly bad marriage as far as I've heard so far, but it's still a coincidence that his name is Joe and his ex-wife is Carolyn. There is no coincidences though. There's reasons, and we left
Mm.
these hints for ourselves. I do believe. Um, and it's becoming easier to spot. But definitely tell your husband we're
Yeah.
wishing
Prayers
him
that he
well.
gets prayers for him, man.
Joe is
I know
getting
what
there
he's
little
going
by
through.
little.
It's taking a little bit. I
So,
got the knee
Joe,
walker.
what are you going to talk about today? I don't want you to just give a hint.
Mhm. Probably conspiracy stuff. You know me.
Probably. Yeah, but your main topic
That's my main one.
is Nelson Mandela.
Oh yeah, that one. That one.
That would be my main topic because it
The
fits in with
Mandela effect.
why what is the other shit that you have? You have other stuff?
Well, I had
I didn't
this
mean to call it shit.
just
It's a,
this that stuff on Kushner, that guy that fell, the man,
okay,
the man
so
in custody,
it's
in ICE
Ja-
custody died.
oh, okay.
It's just
It's
that.
it's Jared Kushner's birthday. Was he 45
Huh.
or something? Well, that's why you looked it up. His father.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't like Ivanka. Um, or Don Jr. for some reason. I get it all the time. And not
I know
just from
why. I wonder
conspiracists.
why.
Well, Don Jr.'s played the field, they always say, and
And he's the
they
hunter
don't
in
like who
Africa.
they date. Now, Jared is not a good guy. Any
His dad
conspiracy
is the
doesn't mean usually it runs in the family. Do you
hmm.
understand? If you're Illuminati, you're born into it, and they might have rescued those under 18, but if you at a certain age still went along with your background thinking you're better than everybody else, they took you. They're gone.
And I think they might have had
Maryland,
to have
CT.
grown up kind of close together, seeing as how their dad, Jared Kushner's dad, was also a real estate developer, before he got into trouble and stuff.
They all, listen, the cabal owned the transportation. They owned the Pony Express.
Oh, yes, they do. Oh, yeah.
They owned real estate. They did it all for themselves. Everything was
Hmm.
constructed for them too. Hence
Yep.
why we have tunnels all over the place. There could
Yes,
be
we do.
tunnels throughout Europe explained very easily, but when it comes to America, it's not so easy to explain it. All
Well,
right.
they were saying in one thing that it was for to be able to escape during the the
Okay, so that
Revolutionary
explains the
War. But
passage.
I
The
don't know.
yeah, no, it explains certain things. But why
Yeah.
is there a train, say in New York City, that goes straight to the White House, or the White House, the Capitol? Wait, no, I'm confusing the two.
Yeah.
There's two
Escape cones.
in Albany, there's under walkway passages that were once something else. I'm not exactly sure. In New York City too, there are subway stations that go to Gracie Mansion where Mem Donnie actually took the oath. I showed it before. I mean, do you remember on top there was the
Mhm.
skylight and then on the bottom you could
Yes,
see
I remember that. Yeah.
it was satanic. Anybody who's watched any kind of TV, and I'd probably be the one that watched it. Well, those things I would watch to see what I could learn. It was satanic. They had rituals down there. And the whole thing is there was never in all the churches, all the buildings that we believe had what's it called? The rose-colored glass. What is it called? The stained glass. It did not. Those are not original. I'm pretty sure in general stained glass was made much later. So what was there? You're telling me they produced mass glass that shaped those windows in churches? Those are rose
Yeah.
windows. My friend, some of them are like this. Like flower shaped, you know? They are actually called rose windows, I think. They they didn't do that for glass. It was open. It was open. They had organs right there beneath an open window that mostly resembles geometric shapes that we know of, um, DNA, things in our body. They always do, these windows. There's always an oculus on top of these old places. Why? There was no glass. How did they do? Why would they do it? Who the hell was able to build a dome like that 200 feet tall? It doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, then we have to go
Oh,
back and
true.
examine. Hmm?
It's probably not true.
Stained glass was put in there later. It makes no
Yes, it
sense.
was. Yeah, and
And
that's
most church
definitely.
windows, even some of them are straight, but then they have those beautiful points. That's Gothic crap. Gothic. No good. Why would churches be Gothic, people? Because they had an alternative use. This isn't a purple alert. These are Purple alerts are by far where I could say like the millions of conspiracists believe it, like
Everybody
99%
believes
of them.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody
The
believes it.
mega to like that. Yeah. Those are, do we have a pedophilia problem? Yes, we
That's
do.
purple alert. That's a
That's
purple
purple
alert.
alert.
Yes,
That's
that's a
how we tell
purple
it.
alert.
Does it matter if you're Republican or Democrat?
Nope.
It matters if you're sick in the head.
That's yeah.
That's the only
Does
thing that matters there.
that's just gross.
It's either you do it
Ugh.
or you're too stupid and sick in the head not to see it. I don't care if they're Democrat or Republican. Don't do it. It's against the law. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
It's
you hurt
it's
the child forever,
oh. And
forever.
this is where people have a lot of problems with Muslims in general. What are
Yeah,
you marrying children for and getting them pregnant? Have you ever seen a 13-year-old pregnant? It's
they're
the
not
most
ready to get married at that
disturbing
age.
look. It's disturbing. We don't see it in this country, but in other
Thank
countries,
God.
it's open. Oh
We
my God,
don't need to
it's the
see
most
that crap
disturbing
either.
thing. It really is. I just, all right.
I don't accept that.
No, who would? Who
So,
would in their right
mm,
mind? Okay. I'm gonna play her. Tell me if you can hear it,
okay.
Joe.
All these celebrities.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, we can hear it.
The minute this video gets published, I know I'm going to get put on a list to be randomly drug tested at work. I work in the oil
Lashana.
field. So, Sarah, the HR lady, if you see this, and Tyler, the safety dude, if you
Good evening, Joseph. And yes,
Oh,
Lori. Thank you.
see this, I'm not on drugs. I'm on the spectrum, okay? But I
I'm
pass
on
them
the
every single time,
spectrum.
so it's okay. And my boss thinks I'm hilarious. Anyway, you guys remember in 2015, something went viral on Facebook and it was a dress. And all of us were seeing a different color. But some people were seeing black and blue, some people were seeing white and gold. Let me
Remember
show you
this?
and tell me in the comments what color you guys see. You guys remember this? This ended relationships and friendships.
yeah,
All right, it didn't end any kind of relationship or friendship for me. I don't know what the Canadians are thinking, but I
yeah,
love this girl, Tajana, I think her name is. I do
yeah.
love her. I've watched her like five, 6 times now, and she always spits out something good. What color do you see, Joe?
Blue.
You see blue,
Yeah,
and you just see blue,
blue and black.
blue and black. Anybody
Hmm.
else? Check the comment.
What?
I want to see what people see in
I'm
the
looking.
comment.
I'm
I'm
looking
just
at
going to
the
leave it up
comments
for
right
like
now.
2 minutes. We're going to
Yeah.
take our time. I want to know what people see. I see gold and white.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
And
really
if you
wild. I
look through
love
her
that.
comments, most people answer, and it's like 50-50.
I see. I definitely see blue and black. Yeah,
Mhm. Now, who would you think would know their colors better, Joe?
you.
Right,
But still, that's just what my eye see is blue and
right.
black.
Now, there
And
are
I love the
reasons,
different colors too. I love colors and art and all that stuff. I love it.
Joe,
I love the
it,
colors.
unless it's greens, most people get
Oh, I
greens
love
wrong
greens.
with yellows. Okay. You can't have green without yellow.
What? Oh, Joseph sees
Yellow
white
is
and gold.
white and gold. Is Lori still on? I'm just
I don't
curious.
know. Just, what?
There's
What
a
does
few people
Anybody
watching.
else?
Guys, tell us what you think, please.
Anybody else? Just put it in there.
Just, just,
Let us
just
know.
give them a minute. It's all right. You
I
know what,
see
Joe?
blue and black. That's what I see.
I know those are the two. It's either
The stripes are the black and the
there
blue
was
is the
one
rest.
person. Which stripes?
Well, there's stripes, like
The
the one in
collar.
where
What's
her
the
finger
collar?
is,
The top, the collar.
black.
Okay.
And the one that's hanging, draping over her is blue. And where her finger is pointing is a blue stripe.
Right, gotcha. By the way, I kept
Mm-hmm.
thinking cervical spine on our last live.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to work in MRI. I was like 19 or 20 when I was but it was because people would come in for we had CT scanner and we had an open MRI.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a lot of times it was cervical. It was either brain, a head scan, but cervical or lumbar spine. And so it's clavicle. The clavicle and the collarbone are
Is the
pretty much,
front.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're not clavicle, cervical. I like correcting. People
Yeah.
don't like correcting themselves. Well, then you're not learning anything.
Huh?
You're not teaching anything. Go away. You got to correct
Okay.
sometimes,
Nobody else
especially on
answered.
film. Okay, that's all right. Why don't you
Yeah,
tell a
no worries.
Why don't you tell a joke before I continue? No, I'm not
A
kidding.
couple of jokes.
I know, and I
Out
want to
there.
do something.
Oh, 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 oh.
Or you could talk about your
I thought
other.
that was weird. I thought that was weird too. Where about my jokes? That's some good ones. Oh, hey, you know what? Carolyn is always giving me crap about my memory. Always.
Do.
Okay, Carolyn, my memory is so bad.
How bad is it?
How bad is what?
Your memory. Ha ha! I almost fell for it too. I caught myself. Very good. By the way, guys, it is proven strawberries and blueberries, after a few months of eating them, improves memory in every age, including our mamas and daddas.
Yeah,
So Joe, that's why Joe knows very well. And he has blueberries.
yeah, I do.
I
Mm.
eat just fruit for the last 2 years. Maybe that's why my memory is working better than ever. I don't know. But I'm telling you guys because I want you to be healthy. Right?
Yeah. She
That was
also
a good
tells
one.
me, you also tell me you weren't even listening, were you? She always tells me that, right? So I always think to myself, what a weird way to start a conversation.
That's cute. Okay, that's cute. All right, let's get on with this.
Because we
I'm gonna
used to
rewind
argue
it just a little, if I can. Or maybe I can't. Did my computer?
about what they see. I see
Oh,
gold and white, right? So
yeah.
now I went down the rabbit
Hey,
hole just to see
hold
how
on, Lucille
scientifically they're
or
explaining.
Carolyn.
He just called me his wife's name.
Sorry. I know I did. Sorry.
That's
Uh,
why it's yeah.
L. Johnson said blue and goldish brown is what
See?
she sees.
So 2 and 2. Me and
Yeah.
Joseph, which is funny because Joseph's wife's ex-wife's name is Carolyn.
Yeah.
And Lori, this is incredible, guys, actually, whose
Yeah.
husband
Sorry, Lori.
had a similar accident to Joe's, both
Yeah.
see
Oh,
the
man.
blue and black.
Get better.
Am I making this shit up?
Wow.
Am I making it up? I'm not. I mean, this is a little, I don't remember anybody really coming to fight for, terms of friendship over this, or I mean, Maga did that, but I don't remember it happening here. But there's
Crazy
four of us
stuff.
that answered, and four of us, two of us have something in common, and the other two do too, that we just found out within the last 2 days, mind you. Lori just now,
Not
and
light blue, she
Joseph,
says.
our last show, 2 nights ago.
It's not a light blue for me. It's a dead on blue.
All right, you got to listen to the rest of this. It's very interesting what she
Okay.
comes up with.
You guys
Okay.
remember this? This
like
ended
her.
relationships and friendships because we used to argue about what they see. I see gold and white, right? So now I went down the rabbit hole just to see how scientifically they are explaining this phenomenon. According to scientists, some are saying it could be because the mutation in the back of our eyes, like the cones, have mutated, so we're seeing different color combinations. But that's really weird because mutations are usually random. So if they're random in different people, that would mean that we would have seen a lot more different color combinations than we saw online of people saying, just the two choices.
Correct.
So then I went and read another theory that stated, oh, well, it has to be with the phone and the filter, or like, you know, whatever they were viewing this picture on, depending on the filter that they were viewing it on, maybe that's why it changed colors. However, I literally asked people on my phone what color combination they saw, and each person saw something different, even though the phone is exactly the same. So I don't think that's the theory. So here's my theory, and it's just random thoughts. I think that we are living like in two separate realities, but parallel to each other, which is why we're seeing such a split in people and seeing and perceiving things so differently, even though we're watching the exact same thing. And I honestly think it had something to do with CERN turning it on, because ever since 2015, things just seemed really off. You know what I mean? Like super off. And it seems like we have two different realities. Like even with the Renee thing, some people see her hitting the police officer. Some people are like, no, she didn't hit it, even though they're watching the same video. So now I'm wondering, what if both sides are right in their own timeline, and we're just literally parallel living to people with a completely different reality than ours? Yeah, that's totally like crazy. I know it sounds insane, but like it kind of explains like the phenomenon and everything that we've been seeing around here. But I want to know what you guys think. The minute this video gets published, I know I'm going to get put on a list.
Did you understand what she was saying there, Jalen?
Yeah, it's like you have a reality here and reality here, and they're kind of slightly mixing in with each other. And that's how we're living, kind of like, you know what I mean? There was something about 17 about her.
What?
There was something about 17 about her and George Floyd. It's a 17-minute walk, they're saying, from where she was murdered compared to where he was killed.
What does it
They
matter,
weren't
Joe?
very
So from where
nice.
George Floyd was murdered to where
To,
Renee Good was murdered,
mhm,
right? There was
mhm.
it was a 17-minute walk.
That's what there's,
Like,
yeah, that's
like
what it
who figured this
says.
shit out? Now, what does that mean though?
I don't even know. I don't
What
know the
does 17
significance of
mean,
that.
Joe?
Uh, that's Q.
That's Q. It's the
Mhm.
17th letter of the alphabet, which is
Yeah,
Q.
yeah.
Put down your hand, dude.
Oh,
I don't know if they see it on YouTube, but it's funny. Good evening, whoever's joining us. Good evening, good evening. I see a few of you watching us. I hope you just watched that. If not, go back and watch it. I'd like to know your
mhm.
answers even after the show. Do you see the white and blue, or do you see the gold? I'm sorry, blue and black, right? Or do you
Blue and
see the
black,
white and
golden, white
white
and
and
gold.
gold?
Right. And
Um,
can I ask a question real quick? I mean, Lori's asking this. Uh, well, I wanted to ask her, are you in Minneapolis, Lori, or in Minnesota? Is that where she's at? Because she said, at least with him being out of work right now, he doesn't need to drive down Minneapolis L. So does she live close to that place? That I was
everything
just
in
wondering.
Minneapolis is hell right now.
Yes, it
Holy
is.
shit,
Poor
Lori.
people. Wasn't it the what? Wasn't it? Isn't it weird that it was like that the last time Trump was in office too? Minneapolis had this problem because of George Floyd.
I'm trying to, because they're trying to explain that there are certain states that we have to look out for. What would you think is another state?
California,
Okay, which else?
Washington, Washington,
Where am I from?
Oregon, New York.
New York is very
New York's
dangerous
about
right now,
right.
right? We got Newsom in California.
Yes,
That is dangerous too. And who we
yeah.
have communists, supposed
The communist
communists.
in New York. Yeah, you're right.
So I don't
Yeah.
even care if he's freaking Muslim. He's
Feel
communist.
sorry for the
You're
people.
trying, if you're trying to teach people civil rights, you're trying to make, okay, this is what I think they're doing with certain things. They're making us judge. So they give us 6 or 7 different views of a video, and they ask the American people. They don't have to ask us. They could see it, right? What do you think of this circumstance? Joe, what does that mean? What does that mean if, say, this whole thing is real, Q is real. Q's putting out 5 different, this whole thing is a setup, right? Renee Good never existed. She's military. By the way, I am positive I've seen that woman before. It's a
A
movie.
movie.
I'm positive I've seen her before. I said it when I saw one of her
Yeah, you did.
pictures.
You did. I remember the
I
first
told
time
you
I,
that?
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
you did.
Okay.
You did. I know
I
that.
was, I
Because
was,
remember,
I hate
yeah.
bringing that up because people are like, well, where, when? And I really don't know, but I have, when it comes to when it comes to words, forget it. No, but names and stuff, but memory of a face. And she has a very, um, unique looking. So pretend they're all Q and this was all a setup. Why would they do that? And then they show all the people in America and then in the world, maybe, what happened? 4, 6, 5 different views of what happened. What happened, Joe? What happened? What did the people do?
Um, you tell me.
Why?
Tell me.
Okay, so why would Q do this? Why would Q set up someone being shot by an ICE officer? If it was Q, if it was a fake, if it was a play. You have no idea why they would do
Well,
this?
we
I'm
have to wake everybody up. Show them what they're doing.
showing it's
Show
a
them what
movie,
they did.
showing that we cannot have this.
Yeah, we can't have this. It's not right.
We can't have people driving a car, which is as bad, if not worse, than a gun, and running over people.
Yeah.
We have to have America decide. Why, Joe? You don't understand where I'm going with this, huh? Totally blank? Can't see
No,
it, huh?
I'm
Look at the
not
chat.
yet.
Does anybody else know?
Not yet. So Lori does live by Minneapolis. I'm
Oh, of
sorry.
course. Yeah, I remember that from the chat, I think.
Yeah.
She told me
Yeah.
something else she mentioned.
So where are you going with this?
We have to learn civil rights. I say it all the time.
Yeah.
What don't we need? The middleman. Who's the middleman?
Congress.
Congress.
Hmm. We don't need it, man. We have
We
Zoom.
don't. We have the materials
Hmm.
to be what the Constitution initially wanted us to be.
They should let us vote on these things. Let the people of the United States vote on these things that Congress is voting on
What
that change
happens?
our lives.
What happens when the people vote, Joe? See, the Democrats can't get mad at this because if we vote and 80% of Americans say, you know what? That Renee Good should not have done that. That cop had every right. There was an
Hmm.
injustice there. She started it. He tried to prevent it.
Hmm.
She could have, as angry as she was, she could have done more harm to other people. You're not thinking Democrats. So if
She was
80% of
sideways in the
America,
road.
well,
Go
she
ahead.
was blocking,
Traffic. She was
right.
sideways in the road.
So ICE couldn't get to the job or whatever it
Hmm.
may have been. So if we're having the vote, that's democratic.
Hmm.
So how can Democrats complain? Right? I keep saying
Exactly.
it about Greenland. There's like 60, 50, 60,000 or 20 or 30 that can vote. There's not many people in Greenland. I don't remember exactly. And I heard it this morning, I
I
think.
don't know how many people.
There's like 30,000 adults. Let them vote. Would you rather submit to Denmark and still be oppressed or join the American forces and be protected under our Constitution? Well, Democrat, you can't say shit about it because they just voted. 25,000 of them voted aye. Let's go to America.
The population of Greenland is 56,836 as of
And then
2024.
and not children. Yeah, I thought it was closer to 60, but then you can't include children. It's 18 and older to vote. Just let's keep it at that. I think by 18, you're not going to be as indoctrinated anymore. So they'll be able to be more adultish. And I do believe we're going to live longer. There's a lot of things that are changing.
Yeah, we're certainly going to be a little bit richer for here pretty soon.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Silver is almost up to $100 an
Just
ounce.
with the tax,
Gold
just
is
with the
like,
taxes going away.
he's getting rid of property tax, income. It's all going to be gone because it makes no
Oh
sense.
yeah.
A flat
Mhm.
tax. Okay. We need good infrastructure. We need good security, our military. We
I can
must
handle
have
that.
somewhat, but he's doing it on tariffs. If he can do it all on tariffs, I feel bad for Iran right now. Stop protesting, or we're gonna tariff your shit off. Like you ain't getting nothing from us.
I believe Iran is gonna turn back towards what they were when the Shah was in charge.
Because it's about the people. You want
Hmm.
to see a true democracy there? Again, the
They
only
were doing good too.
democracy is to ask the people.
Yeah, you should look at pictures of Iran before Khomeini took
Yeah.
charge in '79. They were
Well, no,
thriving
I
almost
did. We did a
like
whole
us.
little, we did a thing on it, remember?
I
We
think
did a
so.
short on that. You did a short
Yeah.
on
So there you
Khomeini,
go.
the Ayatollah, and told us the whole thing. Remember, it
Hmm.
was in double speed? That was pretty good. That was a funny one.
Yeah.
It is, I put up pictures on, but you're right. I mean, you have girls in bikinis again.
Yeah, you did. Hmm. They did not wear the burqa.
They're ripping it off now. God bless them. They're beautiful women. Why
Yes.
are they hiding? Why are they stinking themselves up? That's just ridiculous.
And you're just gonna sweat in that thing, wouldn't you? Black. It's gonna
You
suck
know,
the sun in and the
the
heat.
Hasidic Jews, before we
Hot.
get back onto the subject, the Hasidic Jews, right?
We do
Not only
that.
do they intermarry, meaning they marry in their family, their cousins,
Mhm.
second cousins, but the women shave their heads in dedication. They're
Where's this
fantastic,
at?
the Hasidic
Where's that
Jews.
at?
The Hasidic
Yeah. Yeah.
Jews.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
You know, the Amish have some odd cornhole rituals, but but you know, they have the dolls with no eyes and stuff. Freaky shit. But to shave your head as a lady is almost criminal. It's taking away the beauty of what we have. I mean, I think every girl would say that. The worst thing in losing cancer, they don't want to lose their hair. I mean, it's like, oh dear, you know, that's why we donate hair. But we have to realize that this shit still goes on. And there's nothing right about it. And if they want to do it, don't do it here in this country. Sorry. You cannot
Yeah.
intermarry. You cannot marry your. They've been getting away with it in Brooklyn forever. They get away with certain laws too. They don't have to do certain things because of their religion. Well, that's not how our laws work. So how can you say it's okay for the Muslims, not okay for the Jews, or okay for the Jews and not okay for the Muslims?
It's just
Anybody
not
that's
okay.
walked around Borough Park, they have heard the siren go off when the Jews are ready for church. Or at 3 o'clock when the sun goes, you know, sundown. They can't touch anything. When you in my hospital, the hospital I was born in, my friend works there now. On Saturdays, all the lights are lit up. They're stayed on the elevators. There's the other side that has regular elevators. Why? Because they can't touch it. So we changed our regulations to accommodate them. So it stops at every floor, get it? Right?
Mm.
People see things
That's
very
irritating.
differently. What? It's
Yeah,
I could tell you more,
stopping at every floor.
like the
Uh,
Hasidic Jews, they can't see each other naked. It's
oh wow.
literally true. I don't know
Yeah.
what they do now. It might be different. And not all of them, I'm sure. But the old fashioned, they used to cut a hole in the blanket. How
Wow.
fucking weird is that? No joke.
Well,
I remember my parents attending a Hasidic wedding. I don't know why they were invited. Well, dad taught in the Hasidic school. But the women and the men sat separately, and there was a curtain between them. Through the through the whole, there was a current between the men and women. I don't care
Yeah,
how
it's kind of
old-fashioned
strange.
you are. This is disgusting, and this doesn't belong in our
That's
country.
strange.
So
Yeah.
you talk about Zionism and Khazarian. We'll get to it because that's Khazarian. That's not Israel. That's not the Jews. Okay. All right. We have the Jewish people, and then we had the Khazarians pretending to be Jews. All right. Let's get back to the subject at hand. I want you to kind of explain. Do you have pictures of Mandela? The whole. Do you have anything you
Mm,
want to share, or are you just going to talk about it?
I don't really have anything to share on him, so I'll just talk to you guys about him.
Okay.
What I found about him. Where is it? What it is, what it actually is.
So there's
I
something
even
called the
have.
Mandela effect, and I had Joe do some research on it because I haven't done
Yeah.
it in like 6, 7 years, 5 years, I don't know, 4 years. I don't even remember when I learned half this shit, but a lot of it, it's going back years now, and it's coming back into play. Now I'm gonna try to take the Mandela effect,
Okay.
take a few other courses, and take what Joe says and kind of wrap it up in the end if I can, because I think that's what good hosts do.
Okay.
Kidding.
All right. So what it is, the Mandela effect is a phenomena where large groups of people, a whole bunch of people, they believe this. They believe a memory that is not true. Everybody believes something that's like say like on Monopoly, on the Monopoly game. Everybody thinks the little guy had a monocle, but he doesn't. In the real one, he
That's not
doesn't
how
have a
you say
monocle.
it. Ask
But I
them.
know, but it's something like that.
But Joe, you
It's a
don't have
false
any,
memory about the past.
Joseph,
Huh?
you don't have any
Yeah.
examples to ask. You shouldn't have said it that way. How do you
Oh, what do you
spell
mean?
Flintstones? Did you see that one?
I didn't
Did
see
you?
that one, but I did see the one about Berenstein Bears.
Okay, say that one then.
Well, everybody thought the
Don't
Berenstein
say
Bear.
the answer, Joseph. Ask them what they remember. Do you understand?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I'm gonna tell you. This is what it is. Everybody. Okay, what do you guys think? Let's see. Let me rephrase it then.
that sounds better.
Which which way do you think that the Berenstein Bears should be is printed? With the last part, it's always Berenst, and then a lot of people think it was EIN,
I thought you had
or
it. Why don't you show
and
it?
then other people think it was AIN. So which one do you think it was? EIN or AIN?
You don't have it?
And no, I didn't put that one in my
You should,
pictures to
okay.
share. Yeah, sorry, I didn't. So which
What
one do
were
you
you
guys think
doing for
it
a
is?
half hour? What were you doing? I swear to God, Joe. Sometimes.
Searching. I read a little bit more.
All right. There's
So
another
tell me,
one.
guys, which one do you think it is? Is it EIN Berenstein or Berenstain?
That's how you should have said it. Is it Berenstein
Sorry.
Bears or Berenstain Bears? And how do you spell
Yeah.
it? How do you
Right.
remember it? I don't remember it at all, so I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
The Flintstones ones,
There
though.
you go. Which
What?
was the Flintstones one? Because I
Did you
didn't
get
hear about
another
that
one?
one. I gave that one away. Sorry.
See, you shouldn't have done that. You don't give it away. You ask them. That's the whole point. Who remembers what? So because I don't remember them, that's why I asked you to look it up. There's the Monopoly guy one where a lot of people think he's wearing the monocle.
Mhm.
Uh, he has the cane and the top hat, does he? See, you should have had a picture of this. But he doesn't actually have the monocle. Now, I think people get it confused with like the Jiffy, not Jiffy. One of them, one of the peanut ones has the monocle. Mr. Peanut.
Yeah, Mr. Peanut does.
He
Yeah.
has a monocle. There are things like that. Why didn't you explain why they call it the Mandela effect?
Well, no, here's some more. Let me try to tell
Okay,
you
go
about
on.
that.
Go on.
It's what that is. It's they're saying it's like memory reconstruction. So a memory isn't a perfect recording. It's rebuilt each time we recall it. So it's prone to errors. It makes mistakes. You're not going to remember exactly this. What you saw is not exactly what you're going to remember. It's going to change over time. For some people, a lot of people. Some people are different.
So you're
Yes,
actually
some people
taking the other
remember all
side
the
of it.
time.
You're taking the other
Yeah,
side of it.
yeah.
No.
That's the memory reconstruction part. The schema theory is we will fill in gaps in our memory with what we expect to be there based on common patterns and schemas that we had in the past, the way we've seen things in the past. Like you've seen pictures, probably seen pictures of a little guy with a all dressed up with a top hat with a monocle on, somewhere with a cane, even.
Yeah, but this is
But
on ridiculous levels.
yeah,
Explain the
hmm
Mandela effect. Explain why they call it Mandela, or else you're making no sense to people, my friend.
because a lot of people believe that Mandela died in 1980 in the prison,
Right,
but he actually died in 2013 because he
right,
got out of prison and became the president.
right.
That's why.
It was half the society.
hmm
It was a
Half the
constant,
society.
and
That's
it
right.
was
Half the
going on
society
for
actually
years
believed that. I remember that. Yeah. hmm
that they believed that he died in prison. They remembered it. They saw the paper. They mourned him. That's how
Yes.
much they remembered it. So that's why they call this the Mandela effect, where half the
Right.
people, no, he didn't die. What are you talking about?
2013 he died.
He died in 2013, which is odd because that's when Al died. I brought that up earlier.
Ooh. Mm.
Yeah, it is a little odd, isn't it? I
Mhm.
didn't know, didn't remember that Mandela died in 2013. Interesting. But and the other half are like, no, we remember we were there. We mourned. We left candles and roses at the cell,
Mhm.
right? Now, what year was that? It was he died in 2013, but
2013.
when did they think he died in jail? In the 80s?
Yeah, in the 80s
That's
when
a
he was in
big difference.
prison.
That is a huge difference, my friends.
hmm It is. That's a lot of years difference.
Okay, so there's one, let me see. I'm gonna
So,
just
but nobody answered, but to my question, but the answer is Berenstain. It's Berenstain Bears.
well, there's people watching, but they're like, what are they talking about? It
Yeah, they're
makes
just
no
listening. That's
sense.
cool. That's cool. Just make sure you give us a
Oh, for sh
like and follow. We like that.
just be quiet. I'm gonna show it. Hold on. The
Okay.
Flintstone one. Okay. We want to see what you
All
guys
right.
remember. There's a bunch of others. There was the movie. Didn't you see the one about the movie, Joe, with the Sinbad? God, he's so
I saw Sinbad. Are you talking about the
the movie.
Sinbad the actor?
Yes. He's part of the Mandela effect. The movie. How did you not see this shit? Okay, whatever. You guys can look that up too. But here's another one. Is it the Flintstones without the T, right?
Yeah.
Flintstones, or is it Flint Stones? Which one do you think it is? Look at theirs. There's
Me?
55 right here. Yeah, which one do you think it is?
I think it's the Flynn Stones.
This one.
Yes. Lori says good night, by the way.
Good night, Lori. Take care and take care of that husband of yours, sweetheart. Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, I think it's that one. Flintstones. I don't
Look it
never
up.
remember there being two T's. That's why. And I used to watch this program all the time.
Look it up.
But I used to call it the
Look it
Flintstones too.
up.
I am. I'm doing it right now.
Look it up.
I'm doing it right now.
That's me on an elephant. I
Damn,
know.
I'm wrong. It's the one
I
on
know
the
you're
left.
wrong.
All right. Flintstones. Yeah.
I
It's
was
the
lucky I'm still able to
with a
split
T.
like that. Spell it out. Go on.
Flintstones.
That was
I
7 years
always thought it
ago.
was the Flintstones, just that, I don't know.
Yeah,
There you
I know.
go.
But you're not,
There you
that's the
go.
Mandela effect.
Yeah.
That's the point.
There you
But
go.
now, this young lady, if we get I think we'll do a little better on that next time. We'll go over the Mandela effect a little more. But if that woman, Tijana, is somewhat correct, I don't think she's totally correct. Okay. It might have to do with CERN. CERN helped us. But what Dana even believes, and what I'm kind of thinking is true, is it happened in 2012. Oh my God, are you choking up a lung? Go get some water, honey. Unbelievable. What, you drowning with the fishes? You remember that joke? What do you call a fish with one eye?
Yes.
Psh. Oh no, a fish with no eye. That was it. Shoot, I ruined it. But we'll go back to 2012. This is where Dana and I believe it changed. CERN, the good guys had control of CERN. Then it was helped along the way. And I believe they did, maybe not at that point, but around there. CERN is important. CERN helped with those earthquakes, I'm sure. Parts of CERN. It's very hard to understand what that thing does with black matter and all that. But what happened was that's when the Mayan calendar ended. That's what the dead giveaway is. Like, why? Why? Also, it was the second term to like the worst evil president in the whole world. And he wasn't a true president. Many of these were not true presidents. They were picked by their own cabal to become presidents. For God's sakes, go get water.
That's what did it. Okay.
I can't concentrate watching you cough up a lung, dear Lord. You
Sorry.
quit smoking like 12 years ago.
Wait, I took a drink of my coffee and it went
It
down
went
the
down
wrong
the wrong
pipe.
pipe.
Yeah,
So
hate
this
that.
parallel that is I'm sorry. Are you okay now?
Yeah, I'm
Is you
okay.
good? You
I'm gonna
okay?
live. I'm
Good,
gonna
good,
live.
good, good, good.
Can somebody come and pat me on the back?
So I think this Tanjana has a point where people did divide. I think it's the good and the evil mostly, but even good is seeing evil and understanding evil, and that's not right. And that's part of the indoctrination in the UK, the MK Ultra, and oh, it's MLK's MLK, right? Today,
Yeah, it's his day.
this day.
MLK Day.
Now that is respectable. But anybody that was shot most likely was a good person. If they were shot at, they were killed by the cabal or in that kind of command. So we go back to 2012. What happened? We had Obama come in. Let's say before that, we had The Apprentice. Now, I have to follow the timeline. This only makes sense to me. I remember hearing after 9/11 that people knew that it was going to happen. They didn't know where, how, or how it was going to be done, but people called in and saying, and others thought they were crazy and whatever, or the fact that they get hundreds or thousands of those a day, that it's going to be the end of the world or whatever. But there were people that knew, and they were probably called crazy. What if the good guys knew, but they didn't know where, how, or when, right? The NSA, okay, so Trump, I remember hearing this on a phone call, was approached by Jesse Ventura. What was Jesse Ventura, Joe? All of
He was
it.
a conspiracy theorist.
What else?
He was also a wrestler.
He was a governor, a
Hmm.
famous wrestler,
Yeah. Governor of Michigan, wasn't it?
which is odd enough, isn't it?
Yeah. Or was it
Because
Minnesota? It was,
Michigan is the other problem state.
yeah. Yeah, Michigan
Michigan,
is a
there's,
problem.
okay. He approached Trump, asked Trump to create a reform party. This was in the late 90s. What happened in the late 90s? We lost Princess Di. We lost Junior, JFK Jr. Many people think that she was pregnant. I wasn't even conspiracist because at that time, I mean, there was always conspiracist, but when the plane, a lot of people still believed that they were alive and hiding because they knew about Hillary.
Yeah.
They knew about
Okay.
a cult at least, if not how far it went, but people had inklings. They've been around it. Like the woman that visited Jesse Ventura on one of his episodes that
Yeah.
told us about the vaccine.
We
I
got
won't go
mail.
further with that at this point. We've told that
We
before.
got
We'll talk about that again. But
we,
so
we
this
got
is
some
the
mail.
timeline. We have Trump. I'm sorry. Do you want to say something?
We got some mail. Yeah.
Okay. Go on, you
The-
say.
Uh, Donnie Dickerson said it's also Robert E. Lee's birthday. Just saying.
There you go.
So all President's Day. I don't know. No, it's not all President's Day.
No, no.
Uh, he also said, and hellos to ya, my fellow patriots. Hi back.
Good evening, Donnie. Thanks for joining us. Um, well, Robert E. Lee, I mean, he did what he had to do. He was a soldier. They all did what they
Yeah.
believed in and what they had to do. And you know what? We really don't know the past. We really don't know. They were taking down Lee Street. I think it was Robert E. Lee Street. And I remember Sharpton being there. And I'm like, why? I'm a girl born and raised in New York. Now, this was in front of the fort. It was in front of the fort. I believe it was Robert E. Lee. I don't know why, but it was there. And Sharpton wanted it down. And I went there after school or something. And I'm like, from high school, I'm like, look, there was a crowd there. I was about 10 feet away from Sharpton. I wanted to just like, I didn't like him then. I just thought it was so stupid. I was just a high school kid thinking this is stupid. Why waste everybody's time and money? Right?
Yeah, there you
I
go.
had to go down and waste my time, but it's pretty close, pretty close. Half a mile, maybe a mile away, about a mile away from where I live. But getting back to the order of things. Okay, so we had Trump be asked to be or asked to create a reform party. Then we had 9/11. Then we had people admitting that they knew about 9/11. Then we had The Apprentice. What if I told you that it probably wasn't always Trump during The Apprentice, or maybe it wasn't him at all? What did
Double.
Trump do, Joseph? What did Trump do during The Apprentice? What
He
did he
fired
do?
people. That was
And what
his
else?
main thing, was
Who?
firing people.
Who?
The liberals, media, the stars.
Right. It
Hmm.
was mostly stars. Holly Weird.
Hmm. And their kids.
Who was
I,
undercover?
I think, I don't know.
Who
Um,
was doing undercover work?
had to have been Trump.
At least Trump by name.
And
Remember,
I
this
didn't
is,
even watch it. It's so weird.
I never watched it either. I mean, I
I
remember it on,
hated
I
Trump.
always respected Trump, but I don't know if I was,
I hated him. I'm
who
sorry. I
knows?
did. I
I
hated
didn't
him.
watch TV. I didn't watch TV at that
Yeah.
point. So I never watched it unless it was on upstairs at my parents' house, like when I went to eat or something, go for dinner with them. I don't know. I never, but I stopped watching TV and like when I was like 18, 19. I would only watch, I listened. I like to listen to stuff, audio tapes and stuff. Anyhow, so we have this man already who was worldwide, known worldwide, pretty much, right? Because he's rich, right? Everybody does business with him all over the world. He has casinos here and there. He's closing down his casinos around this time too. Remember I showed you my little Trump bag? I had so much Trump memorabilia before I left New York. If I had known in 2014, 2015 that he was running, I would never, I didn't throw it out though. It was good stuff. I gave it away. I did keep a couple of things for myself. And that's from his casino. He would give away stuff in his casino. Trump was really good. We always had money for lunch. God forbid you lost all your money, you'd have money for lunch or something. Like he was really good. He was very compensating. So at least the way he handled his business. I could tell you then. I've said it on lives before. Um, one time we went to his casino. I don't know if we forgot to make I don't know. Maybe we thought when we got there we could get one of the casinos. We really wanted to stay in Trump Plaza. And I've said this before in a live, but she was like, "Oh, we have no more rooms." I don't remember. I didn't argue or anything because maybe I didn't expect. I don't know. But she was like, "But I'll give you um an upgrade." She's like, and we got this whole spa and we got like a small little pent area, you know, instead of like kicking us out, they just gave us a great upgrade. Like it was like, okay. We had everything in there. Oh my
That's fun.
God. Like our fridge and we had a living room and it's like, who
That's fun.
wants to leave? That's how Trump worked. I mean, that's from my own experiences, guys. I'm not even kidding. You can ask my husband anytime when he comes down here, where did Carolyn like to eat the most? That was in the downstairs of Trump Plaza. There was an Asian place. They put a bar there afterwards, but I loved it. I loved it. It wasn't regular Asian food. Might have been Korean actually. It was real Asian food, not Chinese food. There's a difference, guys. Anyhow, and I prefer reality over shit. So
I
we're
drove
going
by the
back.
Trump. I drove by the Trump casino in Nevada. I just didn't want to go in. Never wanted to go in. But it was a
Did you,
big building, big beautiful building.
did you go into any casinos?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Well, you son of a bitch, you should have visited Trump. I
I
wonder,
know.
I wonder
I've been
if
in
I
a
even
lot of
have my,
casinos in Vegas.
I guarantee I have
So
my cards. I
yeah,
wonder, I guarantee, because I wouldn't throw it away.
I
Sometimes I
still
don't
have
throw
those.
things like that. Yeah.
I still have those too.
He had the
We
brown
keep
and
them.
black cards, I remember. Oh, I
I
had
went
such
when I
great
went
things happen.
when I went into Circus, right when I got married to Lucille, I won a big Wiley E. Coyote for my son. I did.
I don't
I
know what
wanted.
that
I don't know
is. What
why I
is
wanted to win
Circus
it.
Circus?
Was a casino in Vegas. It was all about the circus thing. It was
Gone with the
circus thing,
Vegas in it. Huh?
clowns and everything else in
Oh,
there.
so it's,
They even had upstairs. They have a real clown show going on,
how
so
old
you
is
can
this?
watch a
Like,
real
how
clown
long
show.
ago is this?
This was in the 90s, 92. I don't even know if it's still there or not, but it was right across the street from
I
the
don't think
Rio,
I'd bother.
which the Rio is gone. But it was a big
Yes, the
hotel.
Rio. I remember,
Circus,
I've seen
big
plenty
hotel.
pictures of the strip. I just didn't know that existed.
Yeah. Yeah, that was on the strip. It was away from downtown. Golden Nugget is in downtown.
We have the Golden Nugget in AC too.
Yeah. That's it. Golden Nugget is where you have the under that canopy in Vegas where they put that canopy up.
Yeah.
That used to be a street right there. That you could we when I was there, we drove down that street. You could park in front of the Fremont or the Golden Nuggets on the other
I
side.
like this stuff, but then it's casino shit and I like gambling. I don't gamble anymore. It's another
Yeah, but
dirty
anyway,
habit I
sorry
gave
about
up.
that. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Well, no, because I'm thinking when I was at Trump Plaza too, I remember playing poker, and this is when they first started giving out the cards. Yeah, I've been going there that
Mhm.
long. Um, The guy came in back of me, Mrs. Pahori, but that's my maiden name. What? How did the fucking my name? Oh, it took me a second. The card because I'm from Brooklyn. I'm all up in arms. How does somebody know my fucking name? It's not my husband's voice. Do you want $250 or a computer? You want it. What? That was in Trump Plaza. That was in Trump
Hey.
Plaza.
Oh
Would you
wow.
like to take a Trump used to give away a little older models, like a year or two older, but he'd give them away, as
Huh.
prizes, just
Free.
for free. But I was also offered $250, which is what I took. I took the 250. I had a computer. I had probably two computers at that time. So, you know, they were really, really good. Going back to the timeline, right?
Sorry.
So we have Jesse Ventura. We have 9/11. I'm putting it this way. There's a bunch of other shit that happened in between Waco, right? Then we have um the NSA in 2001, I believe. 2000, 2001, 2002. They were Q, or what I would consider Q now. They were starting it more. They were figuring out who's actually going to become Maga with us. I think at that time they were figuring it out. They started it a little too late because maybe they could have done it before 9/11 and gotten it done, but who the hell knows what happened? I'm not exactly sure. So we have this timeline, then we have The Apprentice, we have the Trump name, finding out all these Hollywood weirdos and what they're up to and being kind of one-on-one with them, right? Doesn't that sound like undercover work? Right? Kind of. Kind of. And then we have Trump as president. Well, the other thing, actually, we have Obama, right? Obama didn't get bin Laden. I think we did. I think we did. I think Obama was actually taken out of office in 2014 and was put in with a replica. How do I know? He looked totally different. I looked at 8 years of Obama in a couple of different pictures, and the last few were different. And they were, I think two of them were the same. Well, basically, that's what I think. They didn't get him in 2012, but that's when things started to change. That's when things started to polarize to the good. The earth had a lever and it was fading to the dark side, let's put it that way. But no, we started over. And some people are still stuck on that dark side, I believe. That's the dark side. Should have done it the other way, whatever. And that's why I don't believe that's the case with the dress. Don't get me wrong, because you saw different colors, you're not evil. But it could be being a sign of somewhat awake or not, or what you're awake about, or how it sticks in your brain. But I'm not totally sure.
Hmm.
And then you had CERN helping us. We'll have to do another on the collider. Is that what it's called?
Hmm.
I always forget.
Molecule collider.
We'll have to do a whole other episode on that, like whole other show or whatever you want to call these things. Because that in itself is a study and a half. But I do believe that we got control of that. That was in Geneva. I don't know why I remember it being in Geneva, like underneath the lake. And people have reported things going in and out of that lake for like a century. Like flying things. Just goes
Yeah.
right in like a submarine could.
Like
Something
they've
could have
seen in
happened.
the ocean, those discs flying and they just disappear in the ocean.
Yeah.
So I
I think
believe
people have seen things
there
like
might
that.
be aliens in the ocean. There might be people living in there. They've been
Well,
there
there's things in
forever.
the
Who
sky.
knows?
There's no doubt in
Yeah.
my mind that there's a flat. I've seen things that don't make sense. And I'm pretty good with like lineage and like perspective. There, there are things I've seen that just don't make sense. And I've heard them too. be sitting out there and feeling and hearing something so massive. And when Air Force One used to come over Palm Coast when I lived over there, I don't know if you remember that, Joe. I don't think I was talking to you that much over there,
I
but
don't think we just
our
started,
internet would
just
go
met you.
out. Huh?
I
It
think
was
I
about,
just
yeah,
met you.
well, we were talking on Messenger, but not like
Yeah.
Zooming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zooming is much more personal, obviously, right, guys? So, yeah, I'd hear this feel, and it's Air Force, you have to know it's Air Force One because, oh, Trump is on his way back, right? It has to be. And it flew over us quite a few times, maybe a dozen for the 4 years I was living. It was there about 3.5 years. And you could feel it. It was massive. The plane is massive. It wasn't too high because it's coming in for it's coming in close, it's getting closer to Mar-a-Lago, and the internet would just go off. Like anything, my phone just it ceased to exist or work. And then it would just pop back on as if nothing happened, maybe 30 seconds to a minute later, sometimes even only 5 or 6 seconds. So I guess it depends where exactly they flew over you. You know what I'm
Did it
saying?
sound, was it loud and did it sound
That's a
heavy?
that's a dampening field, my friends. And I knew this years ago. Do you understand? This is not conspiracy. That's purple alert. That is purple protocol. That is a
Yeah.
fact in my eyes. They are, and the military are 50 to 100 years more advanced than us. That's how they got away with Venezuela. Period. And they practiced in this country. They practice HARP. They practice the weather with us. I'm sorry, were you going to say something else?
Mm-mm.
I know I totally
No,
interrupted.
no, no, you're fine. No, no, I wasn't.
Trump, people that run for president don't know within a year that they're running for president and don't normally win. He did. He beat all odds and all the media saying, oh, he's not going to win. But he did.
But he kept saying he was going to win. He
We
said he was
all,
going to win.
I knew he was going to win. I knew he was there at that point. I knew he was there to save America. I was fully on board. I was like, and I was calling him Daddy
I am
Trump
too.
back then. And if you go and listen to his first address, that's what he said. He said, even people are calling me Daddy Trump. And I'm like, who? I was the only one that said that I saw. I was like, thank you, Trump. And if you guys saw that, if you actually had that in your mind, then it's for you too. But it's true. He, the AI and everything has been working for since probably 2014. The Mayan calendar, the whole situation, we could have gone one way, but we didn't. Luckily, we bent to the light force, the good, Yahweh. All right. I wish you had more on the Mandela effect. Like, I should have told you that. You should have had the pictures up to see
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. And I found those pictures too that you were talking about that while that I had the Flintstones at one point. Then I had the difference between the Monopoly guys. And then there was something else. I can't remember what it was, but
well, I remember there was
I
a
should have
few
put it
big
up.
ones. But how do you
Yeah.
not know if a man died in prison, their own, in Africa, their own people? I knew you
Yeah.
were going to do
They
that.
thought he died in prison too.
All right, so to
That-
recap,
I have one more
we've
thing
been
for you
we've
though.
been in control for quite a while.
We have
Um, not total control. They still had to get the small people. I really think they rounded up a lot of people here. They did it. America did
a
it.
lot of things had to be shown too to everybody too.
Correct.
Yeah.
There's no way to wake up people because you can't believe it. It's so hard to believe. But
Yeah.
the only way they could do all this is if Trump was president during, or whoever was in charge during 2020, not Biden.
Biden was not in charge of nothing.
Biden was dead already. Because as we see in many of um the I don't know what you call them, all the treason they committed, the US codes, and they say, they're all in 20 and 21. And if you look at the ones that I put up before that, and I have more, I'll post more, you'll see that there's no death date. They already knew what they were getting people on for treason and stuff. For the US codes, for pedophilia, for crimes against humanity. They already knew there was insurrection, there was a couple other things. And we're seeing it now. Like with Mark Kelly and that shit. That's all done already, guys. That Mark Kelly is not the real Mark Kelly. That Obama in 2014 was a different Obama. I never knew. I just figured it was still the same Obama. I just saw that like maybe 4 or 5 months ago. I'm like, holy shit, did they really take over then? I always thought maybe we had a foot in it, but it was more. We had much more early on, and it had to be secret. You can't let the media know. You can't let anybody know. It's terribly hush hush. And it's to this point, we still can't know. At least not all of us. They are giving us clues every day. We just have to read it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have any more jokes? I think I'm
Yeah,
done.
but I have one more thing I wanted to talk to everybody about.
Really?
The yeah, the guy that got the man that was killed in ICE custody.
Oh, right. That's right.
The
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in ICE custody already, and so they're gonna call it a homicide, right? I mean, this is where I don't understand. Why would they call it a homicide? This is why they wanted this guy. They
That's in
wanted him because
Minneapolis?
yeah,
Well, because they're
he's
crooked.
a yeah, he's a no, it's a in this was at he died after an incident at the Camp East Montana detention facility. Is that in Minneapolis? I don't know because it says East Montana detention. I don't
You're
know.
asking me. I'm the worst person at geography.
Yeah. So I don't know where it's at, but that's where it at. That's the detention center. But he's they caught him. They wanted him because he's a criminal alien and he's convicted of child sex. He's a convicted child sex predator, and he attempted to take his own life while he was detained
Good.
at that Montana detention center. So
Well, sayonara. I don't
yeah,
care.
well, they
Pedophile?
died. They say that he died because they were holding him down, like I probably kind of like George Floyd, and he couldn't breathe. He died of asphyxiation.
So you see,
I
again, it
really don't care.
becomes we
I
don't
really don't
need
care.
Congress. We don't need a judge, even. We don't need a
Yeah,
judge. The
you
people
know.
can decide, and that's what the Constitution clearly states. The only
Yeah,
reason, again, we have Congress is because we didn't have the what we needed to travel, to meet up with others. So we had to rely on people that we elected to go traveling for us. It would be their second job. It wasn't not even a job. It was supposed to be for the country. They're not supposed to get paid for it. Well, guess what? If I have my little fingerprint, or as Joe said, it's the same, the tongue print is unique, and I and I punch in my little secret code, and I'm like, Carolyn thinks, eh, thumb down, just like Caesar, right? We can all do this. We don't need Congress. We don't need judges. And that
right.
is your peers. Peer, Joe, P.
Yes.
Remember this. Even though it doesn't seem it, we are always evolving. Our
Yeah.
minds, our technology, industries, our creativeness, everything is evolving. Our bodies are evolving. And I've told you this before, it's as easy as looking it up. There's proof on this. Why, Joe? Why would we evolve? What's a reason to evolve? This is my last little speech, by the way.
Change. We need to change. Change is
Change is
inevitable.
always good. I always consider change very good.
Change is inevitable.
Yeah, but is that really the reason why we evolved? Why did we become upright, for example?
Probably
Like
not.
to make things easier, perhaps?
Yeah, yeah, we're always trying to find a way to comfort ourselves, make ourselves more comfortable, isn't it? Don't you think? Easier to find ways
I
to do things, easier
remember,
paths.
do you remember I told you that the wrist is some wrists have an extra layer?
Mhm.
My cat just came. It was just I said it on the last live that the tummy, there's a lining in the stomach, there's an extra lining, and there's one that they're finding on some people in the wrist. And I said, because people, well, why would they grow an extra ligament in the wrist?
To evolve, keep you from cutting yourself.
Right. So people evolve to protect themselves.
Makes
It,
sense.
it's one of the bigger things.
Mhm.
Well, we're
Makes
not going to
sense.
go into Darwinism and, survival of the fittest, because Darwin was just a player. He was a player, guys. It's all bullshit. That's like pseudosciences too. You can't say it for fact. You can't say it for fact. And it doesn't always work that way. There's a really good Star Trek Next Generation episode where Captain Picard tells Data, you can do everything correctly and as best you can and still lose. Okay?
True. That's true. That's actually
That's,
true.
yeah, of course. Of course. So you got to keep that kind of philosophy in the back of your head. But in general, we're evolving for humanity to keep the race going. And this might have something to do with our minds. This might have to do with bad people with bad minds. I'm not saying the dress has anything to do with it. That was just a cute recall that Tajana brought up. But half the people aren't evolving. Some of them need a little more pull to get out of the pond and grow some legs. You see where I'm coming from? We'll just be an octopus in the sea, or are we going to be on legs and go and get that apple off the tree? I mean, that's evolution, right? I don't know. Why would God not make us evolve? I guess, Hey, you proved your worthiness. Time for you to get like a light bulb in your head and have more than 8% of electricity up there. Do you see what I'm saying, guys? Evolution, is this part of our evolution? I do believe there is a scientific, a religious, a spiritual, whatever you want to call it, and a most physical and astronomical um, evolution going on. And we don't know the outcome. I don't even think the good guys know exactly what's going to happen. Then we'll have to talk about 5D
Hmm.
next time, I think. But that's for the next show, Joseph.
5D.
Okay, any jokes? Are we ready to go?
I've got jokes.
I'm beat.
I have many jokes about unemployed people. Sadly, none of them work.
You mean Democrats?
Yeah,
He doesn't see how to turn the joke into something like political
I know.
satire-ish. Go on, one more.
Okay.
Get away from
I told my psychiatrist the other day that I'd been hearing voices. He told me I don't have a psychiatrist.
there. Oh, God. I hear little voices in the back of my head, but I only answer them once in a while.
All right.
Good night, guys. We love you. We love you all.
Good night,
Thank you for
guys.
joining us, Lori and Joseph
Thanks for
and Donnie.
listening.
And there's a few others that stopped in. Thank you for coming. Till next time.
Appreciate it.
Couple of days, I think. We're
Oh,
catching
wow. We
up.
have some. You want me to read these comments real quick before we leave? There's
We have new
a
comments.
couple. Yeah.
Well, you read Donnie's
Donnie.
comment.
Yeah, he said in April 2016, Carolina at a rally for Trump won my vote. He said, "We will no longer surrender our country or its citizens to the false song of globalism." That's the day he got my 100% full support. But it is
But he says,
evolution. Go ahead.
see, you should have been looking at the comments. What's up with you? I'm
Mhm.
talking my ass off and he's just like hanging out, like listening. But is that evolution destroying the part of the US that we're trying to hold on to? Yeah, that's the problem. That's what I'm trying to
Yeah, we
get
don't
at.
know.
Some
Yeah.
brains are still poisoned, some brains are still sticking in the past. Other
Yep.
brains can accept that, hey, we weren't always right. That these
That's right.
bad guys really tried fooling us. And they did. They succeeded.
Right.
Was I lucky enough to wake up a little earlier than most? Yes, but then some of us had to, or else we wouldn't be here explaining it to you guys. It's just the way it is. I don't take any pleasure of it. There's people beyond me, in back of me, that have been doing like Tom McInerney, General Tom McInerney. God, 88 years old. He's been doing it forever.
Yeah.
60
More than we
something
have.
years. Can you imagine holding that in for your whole life?
Right.
So I don't
Right.
feel
Really.
sorry. When I get down and out and I get upset with people, I just come back and start bitching again. But that's right. Good night, people.
Good night, guys. Thank you for listening.
We're done.
Appreciate it all. Yes,
Thank you for
we're done.
commenting, though, Donnie. Wonderful.
Yeah,
I love
really.
you guys.
Come back and see us.
I love their ideas on how to get rid of.